Hi everyone, it's Jen from Tarot Spirit here for your weekly reading. Today I decided I'm going to use two decks again because I kind of like the idea of when you get the same card more than once, it adds power to the reading. So I'm going to do that again, and what I'm going to do is do two cards for work, sort of home life, health and well-being, and love. So one card already came out, so I'm going to leave this, and this will be the work. Health and well-being and kind of home life, what you do when you're not at work, and love. And then I'm going to do two general overall outcome cards. And this week I'm using the Silver Witchcraft Tarot and the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, so the first two cards for work, now I have to remember what I said the categories were the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Wow. So this week we'll be looking at leadership and how we present ourselves in the workplace. So the King of Swords, he leads with his intellect. He is very factual, analytical, non-emotional, and really he would use lots of data to make decisions and back up his decisions. He's not going to just go by, he's not going to concern himself as much with sort of the feeling of the workplace. He's more of a numbers type of person. And he's going to look at his spreadsheets and his data, and that's how he's going to lead. Now the King of Wands, on the other hand, he wants his people to be enthusiastic and energetic about the work they're doing and passionate about it. And the way he leads is by being able to maintain that sense of enthusiasm that people have when they may start a project. Sorry, someone's using a power saw or something next door. Hopefully it's not too loud. So he leads by passionate example. He keeps people fired up. He's the Steve Jobs of the workplace. He's a little bit of a showman, and it's contagious to be around him, his enthusiasm. So I think this week we really should try to take the best of both of these kings, and regardless of whether you're in a management position or a leadership position, there's no reason why you can't act like you are. And leading by example is often, the best ways to lead, because if people who lead by do as I say, not as I do, to me, I don't respect, because it's like, okay, you don't do that, but you expect us to do that. It's just not a good way to lead. So I would make sure this week that you have the facts, right? It's say you need to request something new or prove a point that things aren't working or are working. You need the data to support it. And then, try to get people excited about the change or excited about where things are and how far you've come. And don't be afraid to be excited about something and show that you're excited and passionate about it. And other people will be a little, infectious, and other people will get excited too. And you might as well, if you're going to be at work, you might as well try to have fun doing it, right? So the next row was kind of home life and health and well-being, and how things are going when you're not at work. And congratulations to you if your work and what you love to do is the same thing. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. Judgment. and Judgment. Wow. See, this is why I like using two decks. So, Judgment. There's going to be an awakening at home in your health and well-being. There's going to be a decision made, and it's going to be pretty profound, and it will change how you live your life in a good way. So this could play out in many different ways. But I would say you could decide to move homes. You could decide to change who you're living with, but we'll highlight that more when we do the relationship row. It could be something where you've needed to lose weight or get into shape, and you've just something clicks in you that you slap your shoes on and you start walking, or maybe you've always, maybe you haven't been as appreciative of what you have and have kind of been down on things, and maybe, I don't know, seeing the earthquake in Nepal or something has made you realize, how lucky you are, or you just decide to beautify your home and realize that, where you live, this isn't good for me because I'm not a very good homemaker. So you want to beautify your home and make it reflect how you feel inside. You would think I'm an emotional, angry person if you saw the inside of my house, but maybe that will be my awakening. But I think you know what I'm saying. But there's going to be a profound shift in how you live your life. I like this card. You can see the Big Dipper and the stars and the northern lights, and there's sort of like a circle of stones. So something is going to cause you to take your blinders off, to awaken to a new chapter in your life and how you live your life. I mean, we have two leadership cards in the work position. Perhaps something's going to shift. Maybe you'll get a promotion that will really change how you view your life in the other parts of your life. So let's go on to the love cards, relationship cards. Page of Pentacles and Strength. So the Page of Pentacles is the beginning of starting to get your material affairs. This will go back to your home life in order. So when you get to the Queen and the King, they have very carefully crafted and worked toward creating a solid foundation. And it's been a very long-term plan that they've just methodically and slowly worked at over the course of their life. So this page is just all of a sudden starting to realize, like, I need to save for retirement. I need to create a will. I need to make sure that I have things in order for my family or my own future, and really is looking towards a very long-term goal. So in the relationship position, I would think that that's as a couple, you're doing that together. You're starting to really think about, like, boy, I need to save for college for my kid, or I want to go back to school. I need to figure out how I'm going to finance that, and I need to start doing that. plan, thinking about that plan now, maybe applying for loans, refinancing your house, buying a house, really starting your foundation and really being thoughtful of the long game, the big picture. So this could be solidify, making a relationship concrete, as in getting married or engaged or moving in together, buying a home together, something like that. Now it's paired with strength. And strength is about it, as we always, all this tarot card readers say, it's not about brute strength. It's not about how much you can bench or, how fast you can run and things like that. It's about inner strength, taming your inner beast, and it's kind of about grace and being able to weather the storm without becoming completely unglued or not biting when someone's trying to, is poking the bear. um, and it's also about being able, it's also, though, not about sort of white knuckling it through hard times. It's also about understanding that we're human and that we sometimes need help, and acknowledging our weaknesses as much as our strengths, and playing to our strengths, and getting help for our weaknesses or compensating for our weaknesses in another way. So in the relationship position, I feel that as you are looking at your relationship, and even if you're single, when you're thinking about future relationships, to really start right from the beginning, thinking about what the long-term plan is. And I don't mean like on your first date. I mean, that'd be ridiculous. But having a plan of how you want things, of what you want, of where you're going, and working together, playing to each other's strengths and weaknesses, and working together as a team. The traditional card has a lady and a lion, and she's tamed the lion and was able to, tame the lion with her sort of her intellect and her skill, not her strength, not by brute force or cruelty or physical means. So I think really working together, looking at yourself sort of as one person with the strength card, and what are your strengths and weaknesses, and using that to make a plan of how you're going to live your life together, and make a solid foundation and look toward the future together. I keep going back to the 2 Judgment cards. All right, so let's see what the sort of overall wrap up is. The 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, and the 9 of Cups. So the 5 of Pentacles comes up when we're worried about money and material things, or we're not feeling supported. The traditional Rider-Waite card has 2 people huddling outside of a church, and sort of the meaning is that they're just out there freezing when there's a church, a warm church that would welcome them in, right behind them, if they would only accept it or turn around and realize that there is help for them, and they don't have to, they don't have to be out in the cold. So this is kind of echoing back, I think, to the strength card of, you don't have to do it alone. And then the Nine of Cups is the wish card. It's the emotional fulfillment card. So I feel like we're going to get, and maybe that's what the Judgment is, because the Judgment's going to come into the row with the Judgment cards, the sort of overall health and well-being, home life. That's going to affect, of course, work life and love life. So whatever this awakening is, and I really feel like it's going to be a bit of saying, of surrender, of, you know what, I can't do everything, and I don't have to do everything. And accepting some help, sort of opening your eyes to the support you do have. And sort of reassessing your relationship, your home life, how you function in the workplace, and making some changes, realizing that you can change things. You don't just have to keep going through your life accepting that things are the way they are and that's how they're going to be. You have the ability to make whatever changes you want. Whatever changes you want. So I think this week is going to be, the May reading, May seemed it was going to be very transformative. And I'm already seeing that in these cards with this first full week in May. And at the end of May, we had victory. And the end of this week, we're going to emotionally feel better because we're going to make some major changes in our lives. And we have gotten the Eight of Cups quite a bit recently. And so perhaps we're really letting go of a situation and starting to live our lives the way we want them to go, not the way we think other people want us to live our lives. Because honestly, yes, some people, well, for example, I'm in school and I'm in a graduate certificate program, and they just announced an MPH, a master's program. And we'll be finished with my certificate. I have one more class in the fall. And I really am done. I have other things I want to do. And as much as part of me wants a master's, and I know my father really wants me to continue to my master's, but I have other things I am more interested in doing. Why do I really need that? Do I really need that? Or is it just an expectation of that I have because everyone else in my family has an advanced degree? So really making sure you're examining your motives and why you're doing something, and make sure you're doing it for you and how you want to live your life and where you want to go in your life. So, what are your wishes? What truly is going to make you emotionally happy in your life? I think that's sort of what I would look to. And that will help. And what if I just ask for a little bit of help? I think that's going to help explain what this Judgment awakening huge shift is going to take place in your life. That's going to help usher in these changes. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks again for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Take care.